Buenos dias. We're back with The Adventures of Amazing Grace, and I'll be reading Chapter 7, Flying High. Was she really sneaking into school? Grace was nervous. She never liked to sneak or lie, and her mother never let her get away with anything. The fact that her mom was helping her break rules to get into school after hours showed how important it was to get that clock. She tiptoed out of the science lab and down the hallway to the stairwell. So far, she hadn't heard or seen anyone. She waited a full minute at the bottom of the stairs before starting up. Trying to quiet her beating heart, she repeated her cover story under her breath as she climbed the stairs. I forgot my folder. I forgot my folder. I forgot my folder. Somewhere between the first and second staircase, she realized that her folder story no longer made sense, since her classroom was on the first floor. But even so, she continued up the stone staircase. When she reached the top, she looked out the exact window Mrs. Lavin had been flying at when she had seen Grace fly. No wonder Mrs. Lavin hadn't called Grace out of class. It would have been really hard to make out who was on the field from here. But Adrian had stopped cold, and no one could mistake his shaggy, bright blonde hair for anyone else. Grace remembered what she was there for, the clock. She tilted her head way back. It was far above her head, definitely a lot higher than she had remembered. Last night, Grace had learned a lot about flying from her mom. Grace had been shocked at how high she could get just by raising her feet one at a time. But the roof of their back porch was about 10 feet tall. This stairwell had to be at least 20. What if I fall? Grace worried, while she was looking at the cold, hard steps. She took a deep breath to rid herself of the thought. She considered going back for her mom. This would be easy for her. But she remembered her mom's words from last night. This is a beautiful gift, Grace, but also a big responsibility. I'm scared, she whispered. But she thought back to other times she'd been scared. When she was younger, she'd been afraid of the dark. Her mom had said that it was okay to be scared, even healthy. She had said that fear can keep us safe and that everyone gets scared. Even you, Mom? Grace had asked. Of course, but you shouldn't let fear be the only voice that gets a say in what you do. Sometimes fear keeps us from doing things we want to do or even things we have to do. You can listen to what fear is trying to tell you, but then listen to your heart for the real answer. I let myself be seen, so I have to get the clock, Grace thought, even though fear made her want to run back down the stairs, out the window, and straight home. She took one step off the top stair and hovered for a moment. I'm scared, but fear won't stop me. I have to do this, Grace said out loud. Then she began climbing imaginary stairs into the air, higher and higher. Before she knew it, she was within arm's reach of the clock. Grace turned around to get a full view of how high she had flown when she heard footsteps. That's the end of Chapter 7. So come back for Chapter 8. Thanks.